All right. Hi, everybody. We'll let people file in. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time for people to join. This is our fourth of four of these sessions where we've met with different age groups. So this last one is 18 to 24 months, I believe. And it's really fun because we'll specifically talk about your age group. And everybody that will be here will be from that age group. And while people are filing in, I highly encourage everybody to just drop where they're joining us from today in the chat. Really helpful and exciting to see where everybody joins us from. We expect a kind of more intimate crowd here today. They've been really, really great crowds of people with amazing questions. And for those who don't know, I'm Michael, co-founder of Lalo, joined by Lizzie, our head of play and development. We're going to jump into all things play and development and our newly released play boxes. But I'm not going to just ask Lizzie a bunch of questions. We're not just going to be talking heads on screen here. We want to hear from you what you guys want to learn about play and development for your 18 to 24-month-old, entering serious phases of toddlerhood right now. I have a 14-and-a-half-month-old, so I totally get where you guys are. I also have a 3-and-a-half-year-old, so I've been there. Lizzie has 3 of her own. And so we're excited to jump in. And the best way to do that is dropping your question in the Q&A. So we'll see that. We may actually ask you to come, just like we'll allow you to turn on your mic and you can answer your question, just your voice, no video camera, etc. But before we do get started, one quick housekeeping item. One of you today will win a play box. We will be giving away at the end. So make sure you stay to the end to have a chance to win. But we're excited to talk about this phase of growth, entering the twos period of time, the terrific twos. And so Lizzie, tell us a little bit, like, what does play mean for 18 to 24 months? Like, what is the idea of play for that age group?
So, I mean, as you guys already know, they are just into everything, doing everything, growing so fast, learning so fast. And so this is really when play starts to shift from parent-led to child-led. You can really start to see what your child's up to, see what their interests are. It's like becoming so apparent now, and you can really plug that in to their play. They're just, their language is exploding. Ask me questions. Ask me play questions about this age because I love this age.
Awesome. Cool. Well, before we get into questions, what are some of your favorite toys in these 2 boxes for this age group?
Well, someone just said one of my very favorite ones, which is in the chat, I can see, which is this giant bag of the building blocks. They're amazing. And I pulled a few up here, but it comes with so many. And this is just, I mean, these to me are like such an investment piece, right? Because your toddler is going to start using these, this is part of our sweeping set, which is also one of my favorites, but they're not even going to build it first. They're going to fill things. They're going to dump things. They're going to, knock things down. If your child is knocking down blocks, yes, they're supposed to do that. I feel like so many people are like, don't do that. You're not supposed to. Yes, they are. That is the cause and effect. That's exactly what they need to be learning. But this is really one of my favorites, almost in all the boxes, because it can just be used so many ways and it's so open-ended.
Yep. I love this toy, which is really fun, which is our camera toy. It's in the 19 to 21-month box. And what's really cool is this is a kaleidoscope. So you look through here, I see like 20 Lizzies right now as I'm doing it. And the button presses and it, can be taken with you, throw it in the stroller, let them bring it around on your strolls or on your adventures in restaurants, whatever it is, keep them occupied. I think it's such a great toy. And it's made from a really sustainable material, which is a material that's made from all the sawdust off the production line. So every bit of wood that creates sawdust gets turned into another material. So there's no waste on the line. We do have a question here about, are the blocks magnetic? Liz, you want to take that one?
They are not magnetic. And they're not, because your child is really they're going to learn so much about balance and building and everything. So no, they're not magnetic. Yes, they are safe for mouthing and everything else that they're going to be wanting to do with them at this age.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's totally normal for a 4-year-old not to want things to knock down, and totally normal for an 18-month-old to knock them down, Rachel. So that's perfectly normal. And yeah,
I'm going to give
I
you a
go through
quick
that
tip for that.
every day.
This is my favorite tip for that age. So I like, say you were using these blocks with your 4-year-old and your toddler. I'm going to tell you to put a few on the floor with your toddler, and then take a tray with like some sort of a lip. Let your toddler sit up at the table and build up high. That way they're both using the same materials. Everyone's kind of engaged together, but no one's knocking each other's down, because that it's not, your little one doesn't have impulse control, and so it's not fair to just keep saying to them, no, don't knock down big brother's toys. They actually can't stop themselves.
Yeah. And yeah, that's totally true. Um, and definitely keep throwing questions in the Q&A. It's a little bit better than chat, easier for us to see it, and we can then invite you up to talk. I did see another question. Oh, how many blocks come in the block set? I don't know the exact number offhand. I
I
think
don't
it's about
either.
25. I think it's about
It's a lot.
25 individual pieces. Yeah, that come in. It's quite heavy. And
And
it
actually,
comes in a pouch.
and because there are so many, there, the value there is amazing. But I want to encourage you that when you first introduce this, you don't have to put them all out at once, right? You can actually just take away some and let your child start playing, and then add to them as they become more productive with them. Really follow your kids' leads on that. A lot of times, parents will, well-meaning parents will be like, here, and then their child's really overwhelmed and they don't actually engage with the material because they might not be sure what to do. And there's other tips like that inside of our play guides that are going to really help your kids to engage really well with the materials, and then eventually be engaging with them independently.
Rachel has a question. I'm going to invite you up to talk, Rachel, and share your question. See if she can do it. Rachel, I think if you unmute yourself, then you can talk. If you can't talk, that's okay. Just write in the chat that you're unable to talk, and I'll talk your question out loud for you.
Michael, I saw a question in the chat that I thought was really an important question. Can I jump to that?
Sure.
So I saw someone ask, like, how else can you use the rocket ship? And I think that's such a good question, because we've been talking so much about open-ended play in these webinars. And while, yes, it's a rocket ship and it looks like a rocket ship, it's actually constructed. I wish I had it. I don't want to jump off and look for it. Michael, you don't have it either, do you?
No, but I can screen share my.
Okay, great. So the pieces that make up the rocket ship are actually going to be the pieces that your kids are going to use in so many different ways. So you can even see here in the box. So they're going to use the I'm going to wait for him to show it, but see that? So not only are they, stacking and pretending and playing rocket ship, they're also going to play so many other things with it, right? Because each of those individual pieces can be used in an open-ended way. So while, yes, it's called the rocket ship toy, and there is a little astronaut in it, which is amazing. It's so cute when you pull it up. And so your spaceship loving kids are going to love that. But then the nature of the material is open-ended, that they're going to use it in so many different ways.
Yeah, and there are all these different shapes you have to match up to stack it properly. So it's a puzzle, it's a rocket, it's pretend play, it's all sorts of fun stuff to get their imagination going. But it's so much more, like Lizzie said. Okay, Rachel was unable to speak out loud, so I'll ask her a question. For her, what things developmentally in terms of play should we be focusing on during these stages, or during this stage?
Sure, I love that question. So basically, I'm going to encourage you to really observe your child. Think about what milestones they are specifically working on right now. And while, in our play guides, you'll be able to see, like, generally what your child will be working on at this age. I really want you to encourage to look at your unique child. So your kids right now are probably working on object permanence. They're working on cause and effect. They're probably throwing things off the high chair, waiting for you to get it, knocking down blocks, wanting to hear that clatter. wanting to push down Big Brother's block building to see him scream, all of those things. They are really walking around the world being like, what is my impact? And like, what can I do to make that happen again? That, I think, in a nutshell, is really like a hallmark of that age. So we really want to be thinking about things that they can have. I mean, think about their daily world. They can make so many few choices. So much stuff is made, decisions are made for them. So we want to use toys and materials for them that allow them to have big impact. And so all of these toys in our boxes do that.
Yeah. So there's a question about showing the clatter toy, which I happen to have right here. You can see it's a little musical instrument. It's got the logo, and you can grab with 2 hands. You can bring it to music class. You can, use it wherever. Take it with you. Probably not on a plane. You might get kicked off, but it's a super fun toy. I love it.
I love it too, because I also feel like it's, again, one of those things that really grows with your child. So like, while at first they're just doing that like cause and effect, like they just want to make that noise with it, eventually they're going to start thinking about like the different colors, and then eventually they're going to start pretending things about it, right? So like we might be like, oh, it's a musical instrument, they're gonna just pretend musical instrument and move on. But if you actually give your kids the opportunity to find their own way to use these materials, it's going to become so many other things. Like blue is going to become blueberry flavored ice cream. Like there's just so many different things that they'll do with it when they have that opportunity.
All right, let me bring someone up here to ask a question. Catherine, if you're able to talk, we'd love to hear your question live.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, just a quick question because I do have a 1-month-old and an 18-month-old. And so I just want to know, like, realistically speaking, if at all, my toddler, are there any expectations for her to be able to play independently at this time? I'm a nursing mama, and sometimes it gets really tough when I have 1-month-old little brother on me, and then she wants all the attention. So just realistically speaking, with these toys, are there any expectations that she might play independently, and if so, like maybe how long?
Yeah. So I'm going to take this one, Michael. I'm going to encourage you, one, obviously, to keep your expectations low, right? And to understand, as I'm sure you do, that your 18-month-old is going to be feeling super needy and super defensive and super just doing everything they can to connect with you. So I'm going to encourage you to take things from the play boxes and take them out of the play box, put a low shelf for your toddler in the baby's room or wherever you are spending the most time, like nursing or whatever. You can even, like hide them, in little, they actually all come in such cute little like packaging and stuff. So like keep a little, cloth bag with the toys in it. Keep it shoved in the side of the rocking chair so that when they want you, you can pull it out for them. Expect only a few moments of independent play at a time, but really encourage them and connect with them outside of that. Because anytime the more independent play you're going to get is the more you can connect with your child outside of it, the more their bucket is going to feel filled and the safer they're going to feel to wander off on their own and play. Your toddler's probably super hyper vigilant about making sure, like, do you see me right now? Do you look mama, right? Because they want to make sure, because your eyes are on the baby. So just keep saying things like, as you're changing the baby, saying to your toddler, I see you using such and such toy right now. You really know how to use that. Just encourage them to be the expert on doing things by themselves.
Thank you. Those are great tips.
Of course. The low expectations piece is a good tip. I like that one. I've been there. Still am, I should say. All right. And so Elizabeth asks about a repurpose program. Will we ever have a repurpose program? So we actually do. So it's called the replay program. And instead of them being repurposed into toys that we can sell, we're actually allow you to come to our website. It's called the replay program. And on that page, you can request a shipping label and it goes to a family in need. So a family that is less fortunate and could make use of the toys, we make sure it gets to them. And so it has a second life with a family that could really use it. So that's a big part of what we do with the play boxes. And I think it's important with this group, like when we launch the play boxes, they're only 0 to 2. So everybody here is kind of in that last phase. There's 2 boxes left for this age group. are I want to make sure I'm getting it 18 to 20 months, and then 21 to 20, or sorry, 19 to 21 months, and then 22 to 24 months. And so one of the things that was really important is that when we built the play boxes, you don't have to subscribe, right? So you only have 2 boxes left. You want to save on them because there's a little bit of savings when you subscribe. Go for it. Subscribe for the last 2. We love that. But if you just want one or just want the other, or you need one for, a gift, it makes a great one-off purchase too. So, especially if you're on that last box, it doesn't mean you can't get it. It doesn't have to be a subscription. If you just want one, you can fill in your toy collection, get a Christmas gift. The last box is 22 to 24 months. So,
and I was just looking at that one. It is such a good 2-year-old birthday present. So good.
Yeah, they're not going to outgrow it when they hit 2 years. Like there's a cleaning set. My 3.5-year-old would love that cleaning set today, and she's 3.5. So it's going to last well beyond that 22 to 24 months, and they haven't outgrown it when the second they turn 2. We're really focused. So their question, any reason we stopped at 24 months? Is there plans to expand beyond? I see that question from Daniela and also Elizabeth. And the question is, we're really focused 0 to 2. It's our first year, we just launched these boxes, really, really focused on the initial period of development and where parent-led learning is really critical. If we continue to get feedback on people that they want to see us go further, they want that 2 to 3 year box range, we'll consider it. Feedback is what drives our company. It's the whole reason that we started this business and why we came out with the play boxes this October. So if you have ideas for products, you want to see them, bring them to us. We love feedback that way. Krisha wants balance beams or stepping stones. All right, we love that. We actually have started selling some products from a brand that we love on the Lalo website. I'll drop it in, but if you go on the site, I actually think there might be a balance beam on it, on one of the products. It's called, I'll drop there is, but I'll drop a link here. We have there's a great brand from Canada that we found and love, and we started selling a couple of their extra play products. If you're looking for some more things, like step stools and a rocker and a little slide and a play beam or balance beam. Products are beautiful, super high quality. They're not made by Lalo, but they're curated by us to add to our collection and have the Lalo stamp of approval on them. So you can buy them through our website, and they're great, but they're, also that kind of feedback drives us in thinking. So there's a question, what age is the play table recommended for? It's a great question. So the play table is great as soon as your child is really standing and can stand up. Yes, if your child is bigger and can support themselves sitting in the chair at the table, fine, but you're going to have to be there next to them. There is a bucket seat, so they're held in nice and safe. We've actually seen people you can buy the belly bar and even the straps as accessories, and we've seen people add them to play chairs. So they make a little chair that they strap their younger baby into at their play chair, especially when they have their toddler. So they feel safe. They don't need to have their hands holding their baby. They feel like they're safe and secure in the chair. It's just like in a tiny high chair versus a high chair. And so we've seen people kind of hack that, which is a really cool thing. And if you need help finding the belly bar or the straps, just chat our RCX. But I think it's great starting at a year. 18 months is another good sweet spot. So 1 year, it makes a great 1 year birthday and a great 2 year birthday present. But it lasts all the way into elementary school.
And you know what I actually love? I was thinking about this today. I was thinking a lot about gifting, and I was thinking, when someone has a new baby, your new baby doesn't obviously know what the gift is, right? And so to our conversation before, it would be amazing to buy that as a baby gift for someone with a big brother or sister, right? Because imagine having that play table in the nursery. So yes, it will be amazing when that baby starts to pull themselves up and, whatever, but think about how amazing it is for your older kid to be getting busy and occupied in wherever it is that you're nursing. And then it's just kind of like that gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, I've done that for a few friends, second kid, and they have baby stuff. And it's a great gift. And the giant coloring sheets, I think I don't know if I said it on the webinar before or I said it here, but that product is one of my favorites. They adhere to the table. It's both activity and protection. And there's so many great themes, animals and fruits and vegetables. And we have a December celebrations one coming out. Our Halloween one, it's kind of irrelevant, probably won't get to you in time if you ordered the Halloween one, but we had a Halloween one. We come out with seasonal packs. We have our Paw Patrol one, if you have Paw Patrol fans in the house. So that product is absolutely one of my favorites. And then the Art Caddy, or the Caddy, is another product that we launched earlier this year that parents have been raving about, just giving that extra storage solution for crafts and items. You can also use it on your changing table for, diaper cream and diapers. And our soft storage too has been like really welcomed by parents, having more, beautiful storage solutions. So we've launched a lot of products in the last year, and definitely in the last few months. So if you haven't seen all of them, I definitely encourage you to check it out. And thank you. Our Play Kitchen is, I agree, it's a dream. It actually is now in stock and shipping. So, definitely encourage you guys to check that one out. Great for this age group as well.
I want to go back to the coloring sheets for a minute, because I think something that everyone at this age group knows is, if you have a child now, right, they can hold a crayon, they're starting to color. I love that the coloring sheets are self-adhesive, because there's nothing more frustrating for a young toddler than when they try to draw and the paper moves with their crayon. So I love how brilliant it is that on a flat surface, it's so good for crossing the midline in their development, but also you can stick it up on the wall. So think about that. Like, it doesn't just have to be on the play table. Like, I love the idea of just putting it on, again, on the dishwasher or on the fridge, and having that vertical way for your child to be coloring is also just so good for their hand and arm development, and will keep them busy while you're doing other stuff. So it's such a brilliant product.
And because it takes up the whole table, if you put on the wall, like, kids love drawing on the table or on the wall, right? If you give them that big space, they can actually feel like they're doing that, but not making the same mess. And the other thing is, like, when you get it, you'll see very purposefully the designs go in two directions. So if you have two children, they're both coloring, seeing the direction, like it feels directionally right. And they're, especially as you have toddlers, like, no one feels like they're coloring the shape upside down, which is really purposeful for play dates. All right. Any other questions? Shoot them in the Q&A. Otherwise, we'll wait another second for the last questions, and then we will announce our giveaway winner. And if you have any other product suggestions, drop them in the chat. Also, a reminder, we do have our 40% off offer. It's valid for the first 9 boxes. The last box you can't subscribe to, so it's not valid for that one, but 40% off your first box when you subscribe. So we'll throw that in the chat. We'll get it in your follow-up email. Make sure you have it. Oh, thank you, Morgan. Morgan says she loves the Lalo bibs. They roll up so easy for on the go. I agree. That was very purposeful in the design of that product, to make sure that they can just be thrown anywhere, thrown in the dishwasher, and lightweight silicone that's comfy, that children don't want to tug off their neck. And then our smock bib is another one that's great, because it's a smock. It's full coverage. So it could be used for art, it could be used for feeding. It's another great one. All right, thank you, Ariane, for throwing in that code. And we'll wrap up by announcing the winner. So I'm going to announce the winner, and if you could just raise your hand, show us that you're still here, Ariane and our team will be in touch with you so you can claim your play box. Oh. Actually, it's funny that Elizabeth raised her hand, because you are the winner. Usually when people do that, they don't know that they're the winner, but you are the winner, Elizabeth. So we will be in touch. That is so funny. But I don't know if Elizabeth, do you have a question, or were you just hoping that you were the winner? Because you are the winner. All right, cool. Well, that wraps it up. Ariane will be in touch with you, Elizabeth. Thank you, everybody, again, for joining us for this great series. This was the 4 of 4 series. We'll be doing lots more of this kind of stuff. It's been really fun to do, like, more of a Q&A style. We've done a lot of panel type discussions in the past. And this format of more Q&A driven by you guys is a lot of fun for us. So thank you guys for being so participatory. And if you have any questions, like I said before, do not hesitate to reach out to us on our website, over DM on Instagram, text us, you name it. And we look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you, Lizzie.